Today, we are diving deep into the heart of the Palmetto State, Columbia, South Carolina. Whether you're interested in making a move or you're just curious about what it has to offer, today we're going to dive deep into the pros and the cons of life in South Carolina's capital city. Hey, I'm TJ with Living in South Carolina, and before we get started, if you're thinking about making a move to the Palmetto State, our real estate division would love to be a resource for you. So reach out at info@livinginsc.com or call the number below. Now grab a seat, hit that like button, and let's dive in. Starting off with pro number one is the affordable cost of living. Now, one of the biggest draws to Columbia, South Carolina is just how affordable it is. Housing pricing, whether you're renting or you're buying, is going to be lower than the national average, making it a perfect spot for families or students or retirees alike. Utilities, groceries, and the other daily expenses are also going to be lower here versus the national average of other US cities. So if you're looking to stretch your dollar without sacrificing your quality of life, Columbia, South Carolina just might be the place for you. Now that takes me right into con number one, which is the public transportation system. While the Comet bus does cover some areas, it doesn't cover them all. So having a car or a vehicle in Columbia is probably essential for most people who are going to live here. Now, that can be a real drawback for people who rely on that public transportation to get them from point A to point B. But having said that, the traffic in Columbia, South Carolina is not nearly as bad as some other major cities, so getting around is pretty manageable. Okay, this one's for you nature lovers out there. Pro number two is access to nature. Columbia, South Carolina is surrounded by beautiful outdoor spaces. You can explore the beautiful Congaree National Park, or kayak down the Congaree River, or just enjoy a nice night at Lake Murray. But there's also parks right inside the city, like Harbison State Forest and Riverfront Park. These are ideal spaces for hiking or fishing, or if you just want to get away from the daily hustle and bustle of life. Which brings me to con number two, which is hot and humid summers. Now, if you're not someone who is a big fan of heat, this might be an actual deal breaker for you because in the summertime, the temperatures are going to get up in the 90s, in the upper 90s, and it's going to be hot and humid, making it almost unbearable at times to be able to go out and explore some of these places and do outdoor activities unless you're near some water. But on the plus side, if you're someone who does enjoy year-round warm weather, you probably will adapt pretty quickly. Pro number three is the thriving cultural scene. For a mid-sized city, Columbia actually has a surprisingly vibrant cultural scene. You art lovers will love the Columbia Museum of Art, plus the Vista District is the go-to spot for dining or live music and any type of nightlife. You history buffs out there will love diving deep into South Carolina's rich heritage at the State Museum or touring all of the great historical houses around the city. There truly is something for everyone to enjoy. Con number three is the student-focused nightlife. While there are plenty of options, having the University of South Carolina right in the city, most of these places are definitely going to cater to a more student-based clientele, which means that places can get a little more lively and even a little bit rowdy at times. So if you're looking for more of like an upscale, kind of mature place to hang out, your options might feel just a little bit limited. Pro number four is Southern hospitality and community. Columbia's charm lies in its people. That famous Southern hospitality is definitely alive and well. You're going to find welcoming neighbors and a close-knit vibe that really is hard to beat. Whether you're at a local farmer's market or a neighborhood block party or just walking down Main Street, the friendliness is infectious. It really feels like a place where you can just belong. Now, the fourth and final con for Columbia, South Carolina is the pollen and the allergies. While Columbia is gorgeous in the springtime, for those that suffer from seasonal allergies, it could definitely be rough. One of the cons of having all the greenery around is that pollen levels are going to spike in the springtime, and you're going to get all those traditional things, the sneezing and the watery eyes, all the things that come with seasonal allergies. One of the trade-offs of living in such a lush green area is that this is going to be a problem. Now, it might not be a deal breaker, but it's definitely something to keep in mind if you do suffer from seasonal allergies. And that about wraps up our video. Columbia is definitely a city of contrast, balancing affordability and charm with a few problems. If you're thinking about making it your home, don't forget to reach out to our real estate division, info@livinginsc.com, or call the number below. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below giving us your thoughts on Columbia, South Carolina.